LeBron James has done things on a basketball court that no one in NBA history has ever done at his age, with his consistency and at his level. He is in his 23rd season in the league, and he is still performing at an all-star level. He still competes every night as one of the best players on the floor. He still leads the Los Angeles Lakers in crucial moments and makes the plays that define games. And yet, according to his teammate Rui Hachimura, the basketball world is not giving LeBron the appreciation he truly deserves. Not yet. Anyway, leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Hachimura, who joined the Lakers in 2022 and has had a front row seat to some of the most remarkable moments of James's career, recently opened up about what it is actually like to play alongside one of the greatest athletes who has ever lived. His message was clear and simple. People have gotten so used to watching LeBron be extraordinary that they no longer stop to realize how extraordinary it actually is. Speaking to reporter Kobe Price, Hachimura put it this way. He said that he grew up watching LeBron play before ever having the chance to share a locker room with him. But now, after being a teammate and seeing everything up close, after understanding how hard the NBA truly is and what it takes to survive in this league for even a few years, the level that James operates at every single night becomes almost impossible to explain. And Hachimura believes that the full weight of what LeBron is doing right now will not land for most fans until after he is actually retired and gone. I think people are going to realize after he actually retires, Hachimura said, because now you get used to watching him, but I think after he retires, we're going to be able to actually appreciate what he did in this league. This is a sentiment that echoes a very common human experience. People rarely appreciate what they have while they have it. Fans have been watching LeBron James produce jaw-dropping moments for over 2 decades. They have watched him in Cleveland, in Miami, and now in Los Angeles. They have watched him reach the finals time after time, carry teams that had no business competing for championships, and redefine what basketball excellence looks like. And somewhere along the way, all of that became expected. It became normal. It became just what LeBron does. But Hachimura knows what it looks like from the inside. He knows the work, the preparation, the focus, and the physical demands that go into being LeBron James at this stage of his career. Playing alongside him gives a perspective that television cameras simply cannot capture, and that perspective, according to Hachimura, should make everyone slow down and genuinely appreciate what they are still witnessing right now, in real time. LeBron recently made the All-Star team this season, extending a streak of selections that has become one of the most remarkable individual achievements in the history of professional sports. At 40 years old, he continues to post numbers that most players in their prime would be proud of. He continues to impact games on both ends of the floor. He continues to show up and compete at the highest level of basketball in the world. Coach J.J. Redick has spoken about the standards LeBron sets for the team, both in practice and during games. Those standards, according to multiple players, have helped raise the level of everyone around him. That kind of intangible leadership is something that may only be fully understood once he is no longer in the building. Hachimura's words carry the weight of someone who has been genuinely changed by the experience of playing with LeBron James. He is not just paying a compliment to a famous teammate, he is issuing a quiet warning to fans everywhere. Pay attention now, because what you are watching will not come around again. When LeBron finally does walk away from the game, the full magnitude of his legacy will hit everyone all at once. And for many, that moment of realization may come with a sense of regret for not appreciating it more while it was happening. Rui Hachimura already understands that. The question is whether the rest of the world will too. On top of everything surrounding his on-court performance, there is also the question of what comes next for LeBron and the Lakers organization. Reports indicate that the team would welcome him back for another season if that is what he chooses. Whether he decides to continue or step away, the legacy he leaves behind is already sealed. No other player in NBA history has maintained this kind of elite performance across so many seasons and different eras of the game. What makes Hachimura's perspective especially valuable is that he idolized LeBron from afar before ever sharing a locker room with him. That transition from fan to teammate gave him a unique dual view. He knows what the legend looks like from the outside and what the man looks like from the inside. And his conclusion, after experiencing both, is that even the legend does not fully capture the reality of what LeBron brings every single night. There is a reason LeBron James is still on an NBA floor at the age of 40. He has earned his standing through decades of relentless work and competitive drive that does not diminish with age. His teammates see it daily, and Rui Hachimura is simply saying what many others think but do not say loud enough. Appreciate this moment while it lasts. The NBA All-Star break is over. The second half of the 2025-26 regular season is officially underway, and for the Los Angeles Lakers, the final stretch could not come with higher stakes. As head coach J.J. Redick's squad prepares to host the Los Angeles Clippers at Crypto.com Arena on Friday, the pressure is mounting. The Lakers sit in fifth place in the Western Conference with a record of 33 wins and 21 losses, and with 28 games remaining, the competition behind them is closing in fast. The Minnesota Timberwolves, led by Anthony Edwards, are right on their heels at 34 wins and 22 losses, meaning a few consecutive bad games could be enough to push Los Angeles down the standing. The Phoenix Suns are also lurking at 32 wins and 24 losses, adding yet another threat to the Lakers' current playoff seeding. With the play-in tournament looming as a real possibility, one former NBA guard is sounding the alarm louder than anyone else. Brandon Jennings, appearing on the popular basketball show Gil's Arena, made his position crystal clear. He said the Lakers need to hit the panic button right now, without delay. Jennings pointed to the team's inconsistency throughout the season, their current spot in the standings, and the very real threat of sliding further toward the play-in zone as reasons for concern. Your roster has been up and down, and you are in the fifth spot, where you could end up in the seventh or eighth the way it's looking, Jennings said. The Lakers need to hit the panic button ASAP. It is a bold take, but not without logic. The Western Conference is deep and competitive this season, and the margin for error in the final 2 months is almost non-existent. Luka Doncic and his teammates know that every single game from this point forward carries serious weight. A run of 3 or 4 losses in a row could dramatically change the Lakers' positioning, and with teams like the Timberwolves and Suns hungry for higher seeds, Los Angeles cannot afford any prolonged cold streaks. There is, however, genuinely good news for the Lakers heading into this critical second half. The injury report released on Thursday was completely empty, not a single player listed. That is a development that has been rare for this franchise over the past few seasons, and its timing could not be better. The Lakers are heading into a crucial stretch of games as healthy as they have been all season. The most significant piece of that health report is that Luka Doncic is back. The superstar guard missed 4 straight games before the All-Star break due to a hamstring injury, and his absence was felt in every one of those losses. His return to full health gives the Lakers their full offensive arsenal at exactly the moment they need it most. Doncic is the engine of this team, and having him available at 100% changes the calculus for everything the Lakers want to do on the offensive end. Equally important is the update on Austin Reaves. Coach J.J. Redick confirmed after Thursday's practice that Reaves will no longer be under a minutes restriction as the team moves into the second half. Reaves had been managing a calf strain suffered on Christmas Day against the Houston Rockets, and while he has played well since returning to the lineup, the coaching staff had been careful with his workload, keeping him around 25 minutes per game to protect the injury. That restriction is now lifted, meaning the Lakers will have one of their most important secondary contributors operating at full capacity. The combination of a fully healthy Doncic, an unrestricted Reaves, and the rest of the roster ready to go gives Los Angeles every tool they need to make a strong run. Whether they will be focused enough to use those tools consistently is another question. The schedule ahead is demanding, and the competition is fierce. Brandon Jennings may call it panic button time, but for the Lakers, it is really about execution. They have the talent, they have the health. Now they simply need the results. The games against division rivals like the Clippers carry extra meaning at this stage. Rivalries within the same conference have direct implications for playoff seeding, and head-to-head results can be the tiebreaker that separates a top 4 seed from a play-in slot when the regular season ends. Coach Redick and his staff are well aware of this, and Friday's matchup against Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers will be treated as a must-win opportunity from the opening tip. Beyond Friday, the Lakers' upcoming schedule features several other high-stakes contests against Western Conference opponents currently in the thick of the playoff race. Each game is essentially a statement. Each game is a chance to build momentum and separate from the pack or fall further into the uncertainty of the middle of the standings. The team's ability to respond to adversity, stay mentally locked in, and execute down the stretch has been the defining question of this entire season under J.J. Redick. The answer to that question will largely be written over the next 2 months. So, while the panic button conversation makes for compelling television and strong debate, the reality is simpler than that. The Lakers know what is at stake. They know the standings. They know the competition, and they now have everyone healthy and ready to go. The second half starts tonight, and there is no more room for excuses or inconsistency. It is time to show the Western Conference who the Lakers truly are. The Los Angeles Lakers are not just thinking about the present. As the 2025-26 regular season heads into its final stretch, the organization is already building its blueprint for a major offseason roster transformation. The franchise is expected to have roughly $51 million in salary cap space this summer, and according to multiple reports, they plan to use it aggressively. At the center of it all is a two-track strategy. Pursue Milwaukee Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo with everything they have, and line up realistic free agent targets as a backup plan in case that pursuit falls short. ESPN reporter Dave McMenamin was the first to report the full scope of the Lakers' offseason ambitions, revealing that the team intends to go all out to acquire Antetokounmpo if the Bucks decide to make him available in a trade. That reporting was later reinforced by Sam Amick of The Athletic, who wrote that Los Angeles is planning a complete, full-scale pursuit of the two-time MVP this summer. A Western Conference executive told ESPN that Antetokounmpo is the big prize the Lakers hope to land, and that if the Bucks star asks for a trade, the Lakers would be on a very short list of realistic destinations. The case for the Lakers as a landing spot is compelling. They project to have significant cap room, more draft assets available to move after this season than they had at the trade deadline, and two young core pieces in Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, who represent a legitimate long-term foundation. Pairing Giannis with Doncic would instantly create one of the most feared duos in the entire league and would signal the start of a new championship-level era for the franchise. However, the Lakers are realistic enough to understand that a Giannis trade is far from certain. The Bucks have not yet officially made him available, and there will be no shortage of competition from other teams if they do. That is why Los Angeles is also building a free agency contingency plan, and the name at the top of that list is Peyton Watson of the Denver Nuggets. Watson, 23 years old, is having the best season of his young career. He is posting career-high numbers, and in 39 starts this season, he has averaged 17.5 points per game on 50.4% shooting from the field and 41.7% from three-point range. He earned a Western Conference Player of the Week award in January and has established himself as a legitimate two-way wing capable of defending multiple positions and contributing offensively at a high level. For the Lakers, who missed out on adding a 3-and-D wing at the trade deadline, Watson checks nearly every box. The situation in Denver makes Watson's departure all but inevitable. The Nuggets are already dangerously close to the NBA's second apron, the salary threshold with the most severe financial penalties, and their commitment to paying their star core makes it extremely difficult to offer Watson the kind of contract extension he has earned. ESPN analyst Bobby Marks noted that Denver's failure to sign Watson to an extension before this season raises the likelihood they will not be able to retain him in the summer. Watson himself acknowledged this reality when he spoke to the Denver Post in October, saying that both sides need to act in their own best business interests and that he will do the same when his time comes. The Lakers are expected to step in with a compelling multi-year offer, and their available cap space makes them one of the few teams in the league with the resources to give Watson what he deserves. General manager Rob Pelinka acknowledged after the trade deadline that the franchise turned down several deals that did not make sense, signaling that the team is saving its flexibility for this summer's bigger opportunities. Beyond Watson, McMenamin also reported that the Lakers have discussed targeting Andrew Wiggins, Tobias Harris, Quentin Grimes, Terry Eason, and Dean Wade as additional free agent candidates who fit the profile they are looking for going forward. Whether it is one of these names or Giannis himself, the Lakers are clearly entering this offseason with a plan, a purpose, and the financial firepower to back it all up. The future of this roster, built around Doncic and Reeves, is about to take a very significant shape. This offseason will also be defined by the post-LeBron era transition. With LeBron James approaching the end of his career, the Lakers are clearly shifting their focus toward building around the younger core that will carry the franchise into the next decade. Doncic, who arrived via trade and has quickly become the face of the team, is the starting point for everything. Reeves, locked in on a long-term contract extension worth $241 million, is the ideal partner alongside him. Adding a high-level wing like Watson or an elite star like Giannis would complete that framework in a meaningful way. The front office under Rob Pelinka has shown patience and discipline this season by not trading away assets at the deadline without getting true value in return. That restraint, while frustrating to some fans in the short term, has preserved the Lakers' leverage and flexibility heading into what could be one of the most consequential off-seasons in franchise history. The path forward is visible, the resources are there, and the targets have been identified. Now it is simply a matter of execution, negotiation, and whether the basketball gods cooperate with a plan that could reshape the entire Western Conference.